This one's name is Missandei, Your Grace.
Do you have a family, mother and a father you'd return to if you had the choice?
No, Your Grace. No family living.
You belong to me now. It is your duty to tell me the truth.
Yes, Your Grace, lying is a great offence. Many of those on the walk of punishment were taken there for less.
I offered water to one of the slaves dying on the walk of punishment. Do you know what he said to me? Let me die.
There are no masters in the grave, Your Grace.
Is it true what Master Chryson has told me about the Unsullied, about their obedience?
All questions have been taken from them. They obey, that is all. Once they are yours, they are yours. They will fall on their swords if you command it.
And what about you? You know that I'm taking you to war. You may go hungry, you may fall sick, you may be killed.
Valar Morghulis.
Yes, all men must die. But we are not men.
Hey guys, Peugeot here and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be reviewing the latest commander that has been added into the game, which made a lot of bow players happy. And yes, you guessed right, that is Missandei. So for a long time we haven't anticipated that there will be a new bowman commander which will replace Kravras, and of course Missandei was just released and she will be the replacement, and she's actually better than a Kravras with a 4-star weapon. So I'm going to show you how to obtain the commander and the stats, what she's good for, and formations that you could use her in. First of all, to obtain her, the only way to do that for now was the introduction wheel, this thing right here, and that finished yesterday, and you could basically spend about between 40 to 45,000 black diamonds to obtain her, and also by getting her medals you would be able to get additional 20 medals as a bonus and 60 tokens from that wheel. So that's how to obtain her. The second thing we want to look at would be the tavern, and this is her tavern. As you can see, she has aptitude, finance and combat rate. She is consuming jewelry as the friendship material, and I would say her stats are very good. She's gonna be helping you with economy, and also the combat rate of 4 is not bad, keeping in mind that when she reaches 2 stars that will be a combat rate of 5, finance and aptitude of 6. So all in all, very good tavern. The next thing we are going to look at would be her stats. Let's look at that. So as a bowman commander, you would notice that she is buffing the bowman stats, but unlike Kravras, she actually has much better distribution. Let's look at the comparison quickly. So if we look at his stats, he only has bowman attack and then fortification defense and construction, which is not great at all. It's just something that we never use, the fortifications. If we look at Missandei again, she has bowman defense 50%, which at 3 stars would be 80%. Also bowman health 50%, which would also be 80% at 3 stars. And total attack of 25, which would be 40 at 3 stars. So this is more akin the commanders that provide synergies, like Jamie, like Leiwa and like Sinara. They have the same distribution of defense, health and total attack. So finally we are getting a decent commander that would be the synergy enabler for the bowman. Next we will look at the guard skills, and here I would like to point out that she will be a huge damage dealer, like absolutely insane damage, because look at the first skill. So she basically does 12,800 damage to the target, additionally causing 10% of the target's maximum health, which would be up to 2000% of her own attack. Her own attack would be over 10,000. Multiply that by 20, that is 200,000 plus damage that you're going to get, and that is quite big. So I can see this working very well against rebel leaders as a huge damage dealer, and also versus the bounty bosses like, you know, Kasana, Vorian, Kosomo and Sararer, because they have a huge maximum health, and this will be very helpful into finally reaching that next level that we've been stuck at. Overall, huge damage potential here. Second, she is also restoring rage after each critical hit. So this would be great because the rage is basically what accumulates. When it reaches maximum, she's able to cast the active skill, meaning that she will be casting skill damage much faster, dealing even more damage. Third, she's also increasing her attack for 7 seconds every 5 attacks. This means that most of the times her attack is gonna be very high, 20 times multiplication, will be doing absolutely insane amounts of damage, and as you can see, she has 15% critical hit rate. That's 1 in every 7 attacks. Pretty much. Overall, very good, very strong guard skills. You will need her. And then the awakening, and we are going to compare that. First, let's look at Kravras, and then we'll come back to this skill. We are going to look at Kravras' weapon, because I have it at 4-star and it modifies the 4-star skill. So basically, he gives you a chance that when your bowmen perform normal attacks, they have 27% chance to additionally attack 1 time and additional 1 million defense troops. This by itself is not bad at all, but let's go back to Missandei. 27%, just that, on Kravras. Here we have a lot more skills. First of all, every 5 seconds she is attacking the entire enemy army for 80% of the troop damage, and this is not small at all. Additionally, she gives the bowman 30% chance, which is already 3% more than a fully developed Kravras with a 4-star weapon. So he gives 27% and here we have 30. Additionally, when she is on the expedition, meaning that when she's fighting, bowman attack goes up 100%. So this is something that Egbert also gives. He gives 90% and she gives 100. So in this case, she is going to be making basically every 3 attacks there would be an additional attack, and that additional attack can also trigger another one. So keep in mind that when you're fighting bowmen, if they have Missandei, you could be in for a huge surprise how fast your army is gonna die now, especially combined with the other bowmen commanders like Kosomo, for example. They are going to be impossible to kill in defense, and for attack we need to test and see. So that's the 4-star skill, and then we are going to look at the Siege of Winterfell skill. So here's Missandei. Now she will have a great skill. I was sure of that even before seeing it, and we can see that the skill is comparable to the other SS commander skills. She increases the attack of the bowman by 1800%, which is great, but also she has a passive effect that when she's in the march, the normal attack damage of the bowman is actually increased by 50%. And this doesn't mean the bowman attack, but the normal attack. So imagine if one volley of your bowman is doing, let's say, 20,000 damage. With this, it will be doing 30,000 damage. So 50% is actually huge. And additionally, she gives a 30% chance for 1 extra attack. So every 3 attacks, pretty much, you get 1 extra attack. So imagine that you put her in your strongest march with Tion, for example, who also gonna give 1800%, and let's say you put in Jaime as well for the critical hit. This means that you are going to have a huge damage dealer in the Siege of Winterfell. Additionally, she gives bowman stats 240% of the attack, defense and health, which makes your march much stronger as well. Very decent in my opinion. And lastly, we are going to look at the possible setups that you can use her. As you can see, we have the recommended setup by the game, which I agree with. It's going to be Missandei, Kosomo that is going to make all of those attacks dealing corrosive damage, Tion that is going to boost the defense capabilities of the troops by adding more total attack. Then you have Melisandre adding extra fire damage to each attack, which is going to make the bowman damage absolutely insane. And you have Egbert, who's giving more bowman attack. So when you put all this together, this is a pretty much impenetrable defense, and for attack it's gonna be much stronger than before, and we are just gonna wait and see what the bowman players will do and if there will be the rise of a new bowman meta. Another formation that I would actually recommend beside this one, if let's say you would like to run female bow, let's see what we can use there. So this is basically what I would use if I had Missandei and I had to run a bowman setup. I would actually run the female synergy enabler, which I have Leiwa. But if you have Brienne, of course you're gonna run Brienne. Also Salma for the extra skill attacks. If you have Kasana, of course you're gonna use her instead of Salma. Daenerys, absolutely very important. You will of course use her as a total commander and with the bowman stats on her weapon. The same thing about Cersei as a total commander that you can use, will be doing a lot of damage as well, also with bowman stats on the weapon. And then you would use Missandei. So Leiwa, Salma, Daenerys, Cersei and Missandei as the cheaper formation, or Brienne, Kasana, Daenerys, Cersei and Missandei as the fully developed bowman female setup. So that's my recommendation if you would like to run female bow. That is the new commander Missandei for bowman. Great damage dealer, amazing boost for the bowman players, and we are gonna just wait and see how many people will get the commander and how many bow players will start playing regularly with bow instead of using other troop types. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, guys. Let me know if you like the commander. I'll see you on the next one.